Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and this is the evening live stream. I'm on every night, 7 days a week. I come on at 7 p.m. at night. I'm also on in the morning. Now, on the weekends, I'm on at 8 o'clock in the morning, and on the weekdays, I'm on at 10 a.m. in the morning. Those times I give you to are Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the west coast of California, south of LA, at a place called Surf City, USA. Now, I'm only 3 blocks from the beach. So I'm here to help everyone that has a CPS case. Now, I'm not an attorney, but I'm a very wise man with a lot of experience fighting CPS and a lot of life skills. I have over 61 years of life skills. And there's lots of things I can help you with. Now, CPS is a very difficult entity to work with. It's a government entity that was starting to be formalized in 62, and by 74, they had every state involved. It kind of mirrored the Humane Society for Protection of our Animals. We had more protection for animals than we had for children. But this entity lately has really become bad, and there are a lot of rogue ones. 50% of CPS is bad. And it's sad to say, but it's true. Now, I talk from firsthand experience and developed 5 rules, and I'm here to help you with your CPS case. Now, I'm glad you found me on Facebook, and there's a couple things that this live stream is interactive that you can act on. One of the first things you can do is you can text me a message. Now, to text a message, it's all spelled out to you on a banner across the screen. And I ask for some help to identify who you are. Also, if you're from another country, which 22 countries so far have contacted me, please state your country after your state, if you have a state. And I'm here to help you and address your concerns about the child protection system, what I call CPS. Now, in the United States, every state has counties, and within each county is a child protection system with many names: Department of Children's Services, um, Child Protection Services, the cabinet. There's many different names. I just lump everything in. I call it CPS, the Child Protection System. So I'm here to help you deal with them, help you when they kidnap your child and take your child unnecessary, when they make you go through those things unnecessary. It's hard to determine who's good and bad. We need a child protection agency to help protect our children. We need the help and we need to have it, but we need a system that is fair and honest and wants to work with families and do family reunification. So that's all there is to text a message. Um, the 22 countries I've spoken to have been Indonesia, then Bangladesh, then India, then up to the Middle East. It's been Saudi Arabia and Libya. Then over to the continent of Africa, it's been Liberia, and then the Republic of Congo, then Rwanda. Excuse me, I forgot Sudan in there. Sudan and the Republic of Congo, then Rwanda, Mozambique, and then the provinces in South Africa. Then up to Europe, we have the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales. We also have Denmark and Sweden. Now, across the South Pacific, we've ended up in New Zealand and to the land down under Australia and its states. Now, I forgot when I was talking about the United States and Canada is North America. and every state has contacted me, and also the Washington D.C. That's not a state, but it's the District of Columbia. So that's a lot of people there. Then we go south the border to Mexico, and then further south to South America. We go to Grenada, and then across the South Pacific is New Zealand and the land down under Australia. I think I was shortchanging you guys about the description mode. But anyway, that's too interactive on my live stream by text me a message. Also have it so that you can come on my live stream as a guest, a group of you. I can take up to 9 of you. And all you have to do is email my show producer. Her name is Grace, and her email's up on the screen. You just pick it real simple. I want to be Bob's Sunday morning show or Bob's Friday night show. You just say night or morning and one day of the week, and that's all you have to do, and I take care of the rest. My show producer will get your email after you email her, and she will set you up. She will set you up. There's certain ground rules such as no smoking or eating on the show, and we don't use the names of children, judges, or social workers. But I'd be glad if you're a guest on my live stream. That'd be really, really, really good. Some of the simple rules are there's no profanity, no eating or chewing on the show or smoking. Also, we do not use the names of judges, social workers, or children. Now, another way to interact is to call my number. My number is up now. It's 626 698 0990. And I'd love to have you call in. That means my number's live. It's live. And I have somebody that came in um, that we have from, oh boy, I think this is Anna, who uses Project Storm on her YouTube channel. She's from Lynchburg, New York. Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm sorry, Anna. And she uses Project Storm, her Facebook account. And she just says, "Hey, Papa Bob, I'm here watching, and I'm also watching Be a Sister. I'm with Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, I love the movie. I hate, but I hear watching and support to help. You can. Okay, that's great. Oh, I need to find you on Facebook. I'm easy to find on Facebook. It's Fight CPS with Bob Pace. I have account. The page is called on Facebook. It is called, where is it? It's called Fight CPS with Bob Pace. That's how you find me on Facebook. And I have an account there with me in a coat and tie. Hmm. Well, um, oh, I'm trying to understand certain things right now. Huh. Okay, I don't want to have that on too. I guess it's on there. I'm on Facebook, Anna. You found your tribe. Are you talking about an Indian tribe? One thing Anna says we can talk about is how kids from certain families and cultures, religions, etc., go into a home that's totally opposite and they'll be indoctrinated into the child. Jewish, my fosters are Christians. Oh, I found you, and I'm already like your page. Guess I've been on step ahead and didn't know it was there. Good. Hello, Anna Rachel Smith. Hey, Bob, it's Anna. Okay, I'm more confused. Aren't you also Project Storm, Anna? Oh, um, yeah, I'm live on Facebook and YouTube daily. Yes, yes, I'm live. You just type in um, fight CPS, stop taking our children, or fight CPS with Bob Pace in the morning. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, we have Claudia Lopez. Hi, Claudia. Good evening. She has a YouTube channel. I think we met before. She says she lives in California. I'm denied for reunification, but my children have in the system 2-year mark. Um, I don't know what are my options. I currently got a rehab and currently outpatients. Well, I don't know. I need to know a lot more how your case gets started. Now, you say you're somewhere in California and you've been denied reunification because my children have in the system a 2-year mark. Well, that's a long time. Um, Hello, Megan Tabitha from Los Angeles, California. Good to see you. Welcome, Megan. And all your alias, Megan. I know you have 3 or 4 alias, so. Well, Anna finally found my Facebook. That is good. Now my number's up. I've already told you about how to be a guest and told you also how to send me a message and so forth. Okay. Mm. Mm. Well, huh. Hmm. Okay. We've had a couple more people drop in, which is good. And we have Megan from LA that just came in. Now, Megan has about 6, 7 alias. So Megan's all the time talking about things. Now, Anna has switched to Anna Rachel Smith. And so Anna is also Project Storm and probably some other alias names. So, yeah. Now, Claudia Lopez. Hey, I live in the USA, California. I'm denied for reunification. What are the options? There are many, many options. Carrie, I love my boys all my heart. I think about them every day. The judge will not hear me. The court defendant will not help me, but I can't afford an attorney. I'm going to try to again next week, Burke County. Yes. Carrie's been trying so hard. She can't afford a court appointed attorney. So, excuse me, not court appointed. She can't afford a real attorney to help defend her case. And so she has to use a court appointed attorney, and one she had is bad. And how can you help? Well, Megan, if you wave a wine over Carrie in Burke County, Georgia, about how to change um, a judge or attorney, she has both are bad. Yeah, it takes a lot of money to fight CPS. It does. It does at that. Okay, Anna, you said your name, but you didn't say anything. I'm looking for someone to call in or ask me a question. Claudia, Mega, Carrie, Megan, Claudia, Anna, Project Storm. Anybody that can call in would be great. Now, Anna Raquel Smith, where are you from? Now, are you Anna the same as the other one? Are you Anna from Lynchburg, Virginia? Hmm. Mm. Looks like we got a caller in. Yay. Good evening. And you've reached the live stream with Bob Pace. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Hi, this is Claudia Lopez.
Hi, Claudia Lopez. I'm glad you called in.
Yeah, love you too. I was just since we're already on the last part of like my adoption hearing coming up in September, and I'm just trying to do everything I can for the judge to see a strong good case that and anything that will help me with the reunification to get that started again.
Okay, so you must have a CPS case and they're trying to adopt your children away from you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, how did it start? How did it start for the knocking on the door? How did it start? How did it start?
I came out dirty. I used when I was pregnant, and it was never like that I hid my children or anything like that or mistreated them for any reason. It was because I used.
Well, how did it start? Did it start with a knock on the door? Did they come to you when you're delivering the baby? How did it start?
Yeah, they came to the house. They came to the house.
Okay. And do you know who ended up getting the report? Who ended up reporting on you?
Yes. Eric. His name was
Well,
Eric.
I don't need to know the name, but what did they say? What did they say you did?
That they, what they didn't say. I didn't talk. Well, what happened? This is her husband. Pretty much what they said was that the kids were like, pretty much in danger. That nobody was there to take care of them. At that time, I was working a lot of hours, so they used that against me. They said that I wasn't at home to be, in order to take care of the kids. So they put that on me and then for her because of the youth.
Yes, I'm listening.
So yeah, they came and they evaluated, and then a couple of days later they came in. The next day.
Well, can you stop for a second? I like to turn back the clock time. First of all, are you guys a married couple?
Yes.
And how many children do you have?
Three.
And what are the ages of the children?
Right now he's 2. My baby boy's 2. My baby boy's 5, and my daughter's 13.
All right. And how old were they first were approached? Were they newborns or what? How was it?
Yeah, mine was a newborn. There was a malpractice that happened with the doctor, and he was sent over to ICU in Pomona. And my son was 3 years old, and my daughter was 11.
And what was the accusations when they came to your house? What did they say that you did or not do?
I don't know. It was because she came out positive for drug use.
Okay. Now, before they tested their drug use, how come you opened the door to them?
Because we didn't know nothing about that we shouldn't let man, or
Okay.
anything like
All
that.
right.
But
Okay.
they
I'm
were not
just
cooperating.
right. I know that you thought by cooperating, but they're going to use you what you against there. If you ever do
Yeah,
account them or did account them in the future, if you run into them, ask them before they start asking you a lot of questions. Is this a legal matter? If it's a legal matter, then that's your clue to shut up and not say anything. And what you do is you can ask them very nicely for their phone number and their name, and that way you can get back to them. But tell them you need to talk to your attorney because you
yeah,
have that right through all proceedings to be represented by attorney. So if they don't have the information, then you don't have to open the door or speak to them. If you're outside, that's how you'd handle them outside.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we didn't know.
I
We
know
didn't
you're
know
further
at that
along the
time.
state. I'm just trying to understand the mistakes that were made and so forth. So, what was the social worker when they knocked on the door and said hello? Did they right away say they want to see your children, or did they make an accusation?
Yeah, I believe they made it an accusation. It wasn't an accusation when they came afterwards to the social workers and stuff.
And what
Yeah,
was
that before
what
we
was the
talked
act?
another day,
What was the
that was the yesterday.
accusation? What was the accusation?
Oh, that the kids were not in good hands practically. They were, yeah. They were
Now,
like,
at the time they came to your house, did they see the children?
yeah. Yeah, they did.
Well, were the children in danger? Were you threatening them with bodily harm?
No,
Do you be choking them or shaking the baby's head? Were you stabbing them? Were
no,
making them
no,
scream? Well, that's what's in
no.
danger. So, what was the danger they had to take him from you? What was the danger they had to take him from you?
Um, well, I do recall. First of all, because the mother had a very history of like of drug use, and that I was aware of it. That, or if I wasn't aware, I should have been aware of it. So I put the kids in danger too.
Right, you didn't protect him. I understand, but
Yeah.
when they say aware of drug use, was this the first time that CPS got involved, or they've been involved before?
No, they've been involved before.
All right,
They came
when
to
they
our
were
trial.
involved before, what happened there? When they were first time you had your first
They,
involvement?
we were allowed to stay with the kids. The kids were in our care, but my wife had to go take some outpatient classes, and I was just required to drug test like on the color system, but they didn't require me to do any classes
Now,
or
what's
anything like that.
suspicious that you were doing drugs? Was there any drug paraphernalia around, or were you high, or how did they determine you were on
No,
drugs?
no, they didn't. Yeah, I mean, they didn't. They didn't. He wasn't even taking anything like that.
Now, did you think about using your own medical doctors and have them test you so you have a report in case they say they tested positive with their own doctors?
No, we didn't. We
Yeah.
pretty much
You always want to
just
do
have
that.
to prove it.
If you have a medical plan and you're covered with medical, you can ask your doctor, I need to have a drug test. And that way the doctor can test you and see if you're positive or help you. Because
Okay, yeah.
if you let them use a drug test, they're the ones picking it, and it's not going to be a very fair drug test.
Yeah, we do have an issue with that with them because like our kids have it's almost about to be 3 years already. It's a long time, and but like almost a whole year of it was because my wife was prescribed by her psychiatrist some medication, which came out positive on her test, and she signed a waiver and everything for them to call her doctor. The CPS worker never did. But after like 6 7 months, they finally decided to call, and it was because of that. But during the whole time, we're supposed to go to unsupervised, and we never did because they were on hold on this test to find out what was going to be the result. They sent us to the lab court. Supposedly it was going to be a next day thing, and the lab court lost the test. They retested her again, and never got back with the results. Like you just wasted like a whole year when we should have been unsupervised the whole time.
Right. All right. Well, question for you. Mr. Lopez, do you have a first name?
Alfredo,
Colonel?
Alfredo.
Oh, Alfredo. Glad to meet you, Alfredo. So I
Yeah,
have Claudia and Alfredo on the line. And what part of the world are you from?
we're in right now we're in Colton, California.
Okay, you're in
Innocent.
California. Okay. And did the incident happen in Colton?
No,
In
That's in San
Victorville.
Bernardino County.
Victorville, and that's San Bernardino County, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a case in San Bernardino County, and the CPS there is rogue, meaning they've gone bad. So you're dealing with a bad
Yeah.
entity there. So, how did the report be made? Was it by a doctor or nurse in a hospital? I mean, who made the report?
You know, the hospital, because they don't want to call CPS.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at. So CPS was called by the hospital. Now, why did they call it? Because the mother tested positive for drugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not our son. But not then positive for drugs.
Okay. And did the child test positive?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Um and so they took your children. Did they tell you a reason why they had to take your children?
Just because of when I mentioned that, they told me that if I knew that she was drug using, which she wasn't drug using, it just happened to be one of those weekends where like trauma and stuff happened, and she happened to have use. So I didn't know, and well they told me that because she has a history of that, and because I should have been aware of it, or I should have known, that she was using it.
Right.
That's the reason why, yeah.
So anyway, a case was opened the first time. Now you said there was a second case.
Our first case was from our second child. That was from the previous child before this one. And like I mentioned to you, I think because of the same thing, because she came out positive. The baby did come out positive. The baby did come out positive. But they still, I did the services that they asked me to do, and so they closed the case within the first 6 months.
Did you ever get a letter that they closed the case?
I don't know.
Important if they tell you they closed the case that you get a written documentation from the CPS entity.
I believe so. I'm not too sure about it, but yeah, but we believe that we did.
Yeah, well, Alfredo and Claudia, they make a mistake, and that's why it's so important to find that documentation.
Okay.
I'm trying to help you now. When you're involved in your case and so forth, did you decide to use their attorney, or did you go out and look for one yourself?
The thing is, I got my family got me an attorney halfway almost through the case there when we were already waiting for the results for the lab court. It's when he came involved, so he started from there on, and he never really said about the time that was wasted. He never brought it to the judge. He never.
Now, was this a court-appointed attorney or someone you went and shopped around and hired?
In the beginning, it was a public defender in the beginning.
Okay.
At the end but she had already agreed with me that once I finished my outpatient classes, which is my second set of classes that I'm actually taking for me to give them a chance, because at this point they didn't even care about me finishing my outpatient. So that's where my new attorney was fighting for that, and I guess my children's counsel attorney, she's the one that's stating allegations at this point, and that's why they didn't give me more time with my children, because they stated that I told my son that that he was coming home, and I don't recall telling him that I didn't. There was no on the report of the visitation logs, nothing proven showed that I said that. So how is it that they're going based on allegations? Yeah. And but they thought that from their personal, I guess, professional experience, opinion, they saw that my wife didn't learn nothing from the classes, even though she completed the services that they wanted. That the court ordered. She completed the services. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
That's what I didn't understand. And I went to rehab right after the court, and now I graduated from rehab, and now I'm taking outpatient classes. That's when I mentioned it. It's not voluntary. We're not a from our Okay, so we're trying to see if we could get a chance to go back into visit, some more visit with our kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's been the whole been just like, I guess, I cannot say fair because I mean,
It's not fair.
from their point of view, it's like, come on, like we finished, she finished everything that she needed.
That's
So.
what my the
That's
attorney.
yeah.
My
It's a good case, though.
yeah, my new attorney is the one that has been pleading. She didn't show no proof of my medical my doctor's information. I didn't know anything like this. That's why they hired him. My family hired an attorney because we didn't know technically what we needed to present, even if it's just the next court hearing, whatever. But they still, once the judge, he has stated on the last about the when she mentioned that I told my son he was coming home that if there was another accusation or whatever, they will stop the visitation, and then well, when we went to court, then it's like me going to trial, and it's just. But I have finished my outpatient classes, so I don't understand why they don't take that in consideration. I don't understand.
But that's how they requested from her, to finish that.
I just don't know what to do, but how else to show to the judge and prove to the judge that, like.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem. There are three ways you can attack this. Either pro se, meaning where you fight it yourself, or you take the court-appointed attorney, or you hire your own attorney. So which way do you want to go? Because if you hire an attorney or take a court-appointed attorney, you can't talk to the judge.
Yeah, she has an attorney. She has an attorney. I have a public defender.
Okay, well, you need to go through your attorney that you got and explain to him what you want. Now, is this attorney trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law?
I believe so.
Well, it's very important that they are, because if they're not, you got a useless attorney.
Yeah. Well, I mean, based on how he performed, I would say no.
Well, that's the thing is, it's easy to ask attorney two things. One, are you a licensed professional juvenile lawyer, family lawyer, dependency lawyer, and have you won your cases from CPS? And two, have you ever been filed a civil lawsuit against CPS and won money back? If the answer is yes to both those questions, you have a bona fide attorney, and then you have to go one step further. You're still going to have to talk about references and try to get 3 references for every candidate you're looking at. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But
Can we still do it though? Can we still do it? Are we still?
Okay, so what do you attack? How do we attack? What can we
well,
show
if you hire an attorney, you can fire the attorney and get another replacement. If you take it on a court-appointed attorney, then you got to have a good reason to the judge to terminate that court-appointed attorney.
Yeah. It was supposed to be was it a
388. They denied it. Yeah, they denied it. I'm not.
Well, a 388 is a motion. It's a mechanism to tell the judge that you have new information or you want to do something different. It's a motion that once accepted by the judge, they have to within 30 days have a court appearance with you and what you're trying to succeed. If you, for instance, have new evidence, you want to present that, or you want to replace attorney, that's what a 388 motion's for. But you got to work through them. It's hard not knowing the law. That's one of the hardest things you do because these people will take advantage of you. CPS is very wealthy. You're not wealthy.
Now, he's a non-offending parent. What rights does he have? Because he spoke to his attorney about.
Well, both parents have rights. The problem is, are you both legally married?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're legally married, you both have your custody rights, and they cannot terminate your parental rights. They have to have a good cause to do so, and it's got to be done in a court of law. So are you at the stage right now where they're telling you they want to terminate your parental rights?
Yes. Well, I believe the next court date is going to be for the adoption. You know, like.
Well, then you need to stop that because you want to appeal that. They can't do the adoption until they eliminate your termination of your rights. It's this two-step process. Once they eliminate your parental rights, then they can do the adoption.
Yeah, because they did. That was the last hearing that stated that I didn't learn much or whatever. That they stated that I.
That's really learned nothing from the program, I guess, because based on what their professional, I guess, opinion was.
Well, if they did your termination rights, then you have to file an appeal within 30 days. Have you done that?
No, well, the thing is that when we talked to the lawyer, what he recommended was for her to redo her classes again and get a letter of recommendation, like, you know, like anything that we can get that makes us look really good, so that he could file the 388. That's his recommendation.
And my husband, all he has to do is finish his outpatient class so he can file for the 388.
Well, a 388 is nothing more. Anybody can file a 388. It is a motion that informs the judge that they want to have a hearing within 30 days of filing the motion because of new evidence or something's changed.
So they're stating that my attorney right now doesn't even need the letter of recommendation or doesn't anything. He could just go ahead and why is he doing that? And, oh my God.
Well, it's okay. First of all, you don't understand what a 388 motion is. It's a mechanism that lawyers use to have a time in court to speak to the judge.
So does it, is it,
So that's where we're at right now. I mean, the lawyer said that for us to show that we completed our classes and that he was going to submit that to see if the judge can give us more time with the kids. Now that's the plan that we're in right now that he has for us.
Okay, the 3-8 motion is also known as a JV 180. It's a petition to the juvenile court to change, modify, or set aside a previous court order concerning a dependent child. This motion can be filed by anyone with an interest in the child, including parents, legal guardians, or the children themselves. The motion must demonstrate substantial change in circumstances or present new evidence that warrants a change in the current court order. It must also show the requested change is in the child's best interest according to some other legal resources. Now, it's usually
I go to the court right now.
Yeah.
I could do that myself.
Yes, you can.
Oh, wow.
You got to make sure you use the right kinds of paper. You know, there's a law paper where it has numbers down the sides. You got to make sure you know what to do. You have to serve it on all parties, and it has to be served by a person 18 years or older that isn't a part to the case. So you either got to pay them or have some family or friends that can do it for you. Then they have to have a proof of service. So you have to serve the judge, the social workers, anybody else involved in the case. It says here, parents, legal guardians, the child, or any other individual with a vested interest in the child's welfare can file the motion. The form request is often made using the Judicial Court Order Form JV 180. There's a 160 and 180, but you got to make sure the right one you use. If the motion is not, JV 180. If the motion is not dismissed on its face, a hearing will be scheduled typically within 30 days of filing. See, all the stuff I was telling you earlier, there's the 30 days. A 3-8 motion could be usually used to modify visitation schedules, address placement changes, request termination of services, or seek in the child's legal status. For example, a parent who successfully completes substantial abuse treatment and stabilize their housing situation could file a 3-8 to request a change in a previous court order that restricted their contact with their child. According to Legal Services Prisoners with Children, Similarly, a relative who has become able to provide a suitable home for a child could petition to have the child placed with them. So is anything I'm saying, is it making sense to you? Is anything I'm saying make a sense?
Yes, it does,
Okay.
it does, it does.
Okay, all right. Remember, a 388 is a request for modification in a current court order. You're trying to change what's in place.
Then why is it that they're requiring us to things for them to file it? Like, I don't understand.
Well, that's the things that we're doing, that we're doing our classes again. All over. We just show them that, obviously that, because there was allegations about me losing the house at that time, which was just a lie. And I show them proof that, actually I am working with my mom. So there is a change, something that we have, so that we can present to the judge, about their housing and I mean, come on, we bought a brand new house for them. We fixed our house because my son had problems, because of he was born.
Okay.
We got an air purifier, water purifier,
right. He's called a special needs. He's a special needs child.
Yeah, but with a change, like we're mentioning, like I said, we have a stable home, a stable job, taking our classes, we're participating in NA meetings, we have sponsors. Would that be a change could that be presented as a 388?
Yes.
J180?
A JV 180. Yes.
JV 180. Okay.
Yes. And it's when you want an immediate hearing required, they have to do it within 30 days. So there's new evidence
now, if it was denied, why would it be denied on the last court hearing that they denied the 388?
I don't know what the 388 said. What did it say?
I have no idea. The attorney that I have just
So we should like get with the attorney and have him do it immediately, regardless if we have finished our classes or not.
Well, have you done your classes from your plan, your safety plan?
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Yeah, I already finished my classes like the first time. So now I'm retaking it. Now I already completed the rehab completion to the 45 days. And now I'm taking outpatient classes again to get that certification so I can get the letter that he's just asking me for, my attorney. He's asking me for an incredible letter.
Or a recommendation. For a counselor.
For my
first sponsor.
Okay. But now, are you using an attorney or not using an attorney?
Yeah, I paid for my attorney. Yes.
All right. You have an attorney. Now, is your attorney one that you hired or is it a court appointed?
No, neither one. Mine is my court appointed. I hired.
Okay. So you're in control of that. All right. So you need to talk to your attorney about that. Now, your husband, Alfredo, is yours a court appointed or did you hire an attorney? A court appointed?
Yeah.
Well, you got to make sure your court attorney does what you ask. So you got to make sure and be hard on them. You got to make sure they do jobs. If they don't perform, you can sue them for negligence. Further, you can also file a complaint at the state capitol in Sacramento and file a complaint and have their license removed.
Okay. Yeah, because he mentioned something to me about the appeal. For the 30 days that you're saying of that pallet, something about the pallet, the written something I had mentioned to you.
No, I did not. What did you mention? I'm confused.
He mentioned some about the appellate rights and about a written report.
Well, you can make an appeal to any decision decided in court, but there's statute of limitations. So you got to be careful that you know your statute of limitations. So you said that you had a TPR where they terminate your rights.
Yeah.
Now, I think you have to do that within 30 days in California. I don't know. We have to look that up.
Yeah.
And if it's not done by 30 days, will we still get an extension or anything?
You have to have a good cause for it.
Like maybe not being mentioned from his attorney, maybe him not bringing that up.
Well,
it's not
that,
even a good reason.
well, it could be. It just depends on how bad your attorney is.
Because my attorney just mentioned that for me to submit the paperwork, I completed my classes, whatever I have, before the court date, like a certain time before the court date, so that he could file for that thing, for the 388 that we mentioned. That's his recommendation to me.
Okay. Let me look on California here. Okay, hold on. California. And then CPS.
Now, is there any way, like, if when I go to trial, because obviously I'm gonna be in trial on September 8th, what would be something that could have the judge maybe change his mind? Because I believe it's going based on whatever the minors council attorneys are actually, that's what they want. He's going based on what they, and their decision doesn't. What can I say to just my head? Would it be a good case for me or something that I could,
That could be like good,
for the judge to understand that
that we're serious about this.
yeah, I just don't know what else to do.
All right, here's what the rule is. California, following a termination of parental rights hearing, also known as permanency planning hearing, under Welfare and Institution Code Section 366.26, the timeline for appealing the court's decision is relatively strict due to the expedite nature of the case.
Okay.
Now, filing a notice of appeal, generally the notice of appeal must be filed within 60 days of the judgment or an order terminating parental rights. Have you had an order for terminating parental rights?
Yeah, that was last hearing.
Last year?
Last hearing, I'm so sorry. The last hearing that we had was on July. Was it July? Or July 20th? No, I'm lying. It was actually June 20th.
Well, you have briefs that got to be made. You have your brief called the appellate opening brief, and then you got the respondent, which is your plaintiff attorney from representing the social services. And then you have a reply that you can make, and they all have deadlines. After the plaintiffs have received notice, they have 30 days to file an opening brief. And then you have another 30 days after the appellate's open brief. And I'm sorry, you have 30 days then after that. And then they have 30 days, and then you can do an optional, and that's due in 20 days. The court has 90 days from submission to issue its decision. So what I'm trying to tell you, there's really important dates you have to be aware of, and you're still within that time frame. But I don't know what you've gotten. I don't know if you have a court order or did you get a notice that your termination of your rights are. Do you have a written notice or do you have a court order?
The court order.
Okay. What date was the court order signed?
I don't know.
It was after the court date.
Well, if it's April 30th, 60 days on April 30th, it'd be too late.
Okay. Because after the last court date that we had on June, that's when her family started receiving the letters that they were going to,
Because, yeah, after my birthday, where they denied, I don't know what was it, the denial or something like that, but they gave us an extra day of visitation. And then on June, they removed that away, and we only had one time per month of visitation. I'm not sure why they did that. No one knows why they did that.
Huh. Well, you guys, I have gone over my time. It's after 8 o'clock and 7 minutes over. And so I'm going to have to stop. Doesn't mean we can't talk further because I'm on again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Monday morning. Today was Sunday, I think it was the 17th. So tomorrow, the 18th, we can talk again tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. We got some time. But you need to go find that document, Alfredo and Claudia, and get your paperwork together so we can discuss this intelligently.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to shine you off here. Now, I do want to wrap up this show. Don't go anywhere, you guys, because I got to say goodbye to everybody. I want to thank you, Megan Tabitha from LA, for all your kind words and your suggestions and everything. You got a lot there. Carrie Sampson has league allegations. They don't care about my rights. I know they don't care about your rights, Carrie. The problem is, without an attorney, you're going to have a hard time fighting this. You have a hard time fighting this. But I'll be on again tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. I'm on Pacific Standard Time. Now, Anna Rachel Smith is Anna of the Project Anna. I mean, you got so many names, Anna. I'm totally confused. She's from Lynchburg, Virginia. She once grew up in Florida. Anyway, thank you, Angel, for Anna. I'm sorry for calling in. And again, thank you, Claudia and Alfredo Lopez. That was really good. I've already said Megan Tabitha, and then Carrie Sampson from Georgia. Let me see who else we have. You guys from San Bernardino talked about. Anna Rachel Smith is from Lynchburg, and she's also the same as Project Storm. I wish one of you guys would just stop using bouncing around with all these different names because it gets very confusing for me to follow. But I think everybody. I didn't see some of our regulars in the room, but I know they're listening. I got emoji. I love emoji from Anna Rachel Smith. Thank you, Anna Rachel Smith. And so I want to thank all my listeners in here. I'm going to put up a banner now that talks about how to file it with the government, your case. It's through the DOJ, which is the Government Efficiency um, organization, where they are investigating CPS and social services and all the other government things. They have a website, look it up. I'll leave it on during my video, which plays here. The phone numbers do work. They're at the White House, and the email does work. So it's a good site to file your complaint and everything and get some help. But there's the DOJ for government efficiency. It's a website. Carrie from Burke County, Georgia, don't forget, I'm still here for you. If you come on at early enough, I can get you on the phone. But you guys can all call me tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and that is Pacific Standard Time. So that's when I'll see you. So please do not stop fighting for your kids. Come here all the time, and God bless you. And remember, your kids are your most precious there. So this is going to be Bob, Alfredo, and Claudia sign off tonight. And please watch the video that follows the show. Good night.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges. Another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your faith in them.